Hi everyone, it's adrienneleaa. This video is going to be somewhat of a first impressions of the Spencer's tarot cards. I say somewhat because I briefly looked through the cards, but I haven't made many assessments on the deck yet. So if you guys don't have Spencer's in your area, it's an alternative store that's in the mall. So they sell, well, they say it's Spencer's Gifts, where it used to be in the logo Spencer's Gifts, but they sell like shot glasses, body jewelry, backpacks, bags, some clothes, holiday stuff, more adult type of things. And in the back they have the adult toys section. So I found this the other day while my husband and I were at the mall. It was in the glass display. I managed to pick this one up because they didn't have others left, so I'm happy that I was able to do that. I'm sorry if this video is going to be shaky. I'm holding my phone stand. So this is the box, and it comes in this packaging too. So I'm happy that I was able to look through the cards. I'm not sure if this was an opened deck already, but the cards were out of order. I counted them and they're all there. But I mainly wanted to look through the cards to see if it was a nice deck to work with. Because sometimes when decks are created and the creators may not read tarot, the interpretations may be stretched to an extent. So I was seeing how much of the deck was usable. But I feel like all decks can be usable depending on the way that you view and interpret the tarot cards. So it is a matter of like if you're drawn to the imagery too, and if you have a similar vision to the creator. So I'm lucky that I work well with the images. Not only does the artwork appeal to me, but I also like the way that the cards are depicted. So this is a nice box that it comes in. So I will say that I'm going to put this in a tarot bag. I do that for a lot of my decks, but for this one, I kept it in the box just so you can see that the cards pop out more. So I'll just give this example that I didn't mean to do that, but I was just going to do this. So with those extra cards, then it fits better in here. So I'm going to take this out. As you can tell, this is going to be a one-handed review. I'm sorry. I'm finding a good location to film these videos so that I can set down my phone somewhere. And I do like the backs. So as you can see by the cards on the box that are shown on the box, it has more of a rustic style to it. John was saying that it reminds him of the dirty South because he's from the South, and I'll turn these over. I'm sorry, there's hair, my pet hair. These are not in order. They do have a lamination. They're thin, but not too thin. They're flexible. And overall, I would say that this is more of a cryptozoology inspired deck. Even though it's showing Viking here, there are a lot of mythical creatures in this deck. And you can see the associations at the bottom. And here you see the symbol. So I'm going to go through the cards. I'm actually going to take these out here and make it so that you just see the card. And I do really like how there's different cultures in this deck, because this looks like more of a hut to me with the mat. And I really like how there are different types of fairies in here. There is a bit of a scary element. I mean, not like really scary, but you know, Halloween type of feeling that you get from these cards. And the people or person that created this are really knowledgeable about different mythologies around the world. I usually see Kali as the Tower card and the Death card, and I'm recalling those specific cards from different decks. But I really do like her as an Empress too. It's a powerful one. I really love the different creatures that are in here, and you're going to see as I flip through these cards how much of like different types of creatures there are. As I said, I'm sorry, I'm being repetitive. And this is a workable deck, and it really helps when you know the background for the archetypes that are used. And I really love the female archetypes in here specifically. I love all of them, but they really stand out to me. Echidna. It's like she's taking her matters into her own hands, which is interesting for the Four of Pentacles. There is that confidence level too. And snake medicine is an interesting choice for this card. This is a cool one. It's like the fiery gates. Another being from the fairy realm, which is an interesting King of Pentacles. Leprechauns are definitely wise, but you have to be careful with what kind of agreement you're going to have with them. They really know their contracts. Definitely innovative. There's so much symbolism. And currently living in the South, the deck definitely reflects that. Like you can see the style in it. This is my husband's. He really loves this one. This is a great choice for the World card. This is mine. I really admire Valkyries. It's a respectable choice. And you can see the warrior here too. I like the red that the artist uses here. And you can see the environment with it being colder. The skies are beautiful. And what's cool about this is that my husband's getting into the deck too, because he likes mythologies, and he tells me some information about the different creatures, or the different archetypes. I don't really like saying creatures, but this Five of Swords is definitely different than what you would normally see, but I like it. It's like accepting losses or being okay with the outcome. This is a calmer mindset that you don't usually see in the Five of Swords initially. And it's a nice touch with the flower petals blowing in the wind. Like something ended, so it can stay like that. You don't have to keep what are those sayings, like keep going at something when it's ended. And you see a lot of different beings in here that you wouldn't normally see in a deck, like a necromancer. Sucking the life, it's like an energetic card, even with the bolts there too. There's a fun eeriness to this. I would say it's not for the faint of heart. It's a great deck for those who are really into tarot and seeing the different meanings, interpretations that you can get from the cards. And then you can learn even more from this, from the different mythologies. I have read with this a couple of times, and I find it really honest. I wouldn't say brutally honest, but it does have like that no going around the bush. It just puts it out there. And what I like about the mythical creatures, I'll just say that for now, that it's embedded in a lot of cultures. They may call it different names, but a lot of people are familiar with it. If you describe them, they'll say, "Oh yeah, it's this thing," and you can see how they view that specific mythological creature. I'm trying to figure out another word. I love this dryad. This is a great choice. It's a nice touch that there's butterflies, there's a lot of growth. I really love the tree, the roots here too. You're seeing the bigger picture. And even some vines and other growth around that are benefiting from this tree. And I do like the expression on her face too. It looks like she has horns, which is telling. There's just so much in here. And it's a nice deck to have, especially when you get into those times in your practice where you get kind of like meh and you want more excitement. And I'm not saying that my decks don't give me like that excitement, but this is one where you can really delve deep into the symbology. And they do pay respects to the different cultures. So this is generally you can find golems from Jewish mythology. And this is like progress of making something physical, making it into a reality. Molding. And it's surrounded by fire, and then you can see that the initiator is there too. This one's a fun one. I really like how they go into even more detail with the skies and the ripples. Because with the Knight of Wands, it can definitely be a bumpy ride, even with the mountains. Then it's like this superhero type of mentality, too. It's a burst of energy for this card. Sometimes you can get carried away with the Knight of Wands, but you can do that with a lot of cards. I love brownies, and it's fun that this card is showing the brownie cleaning little house. One cleaning. The fairies in here are they're mind-blowing to me because I haven't seen these many fairies in one deck. I love this one too. This is a nice choice for the Queen of Cups. It even has a vessel there too. Snake energy is amazing because it's like different cultures can see snakes in a different light or dark. Mandragora. This is an English mandrake. The American one looks a lot different. They're very different in general. Mermaid, another one from the fairy realm. I find this deck, it definitely surprised me because I didn't really expect Spencer's to come out with a deck like this. I like to categorize my decks as maiden, mother, or crone, depending on the energy, and I am getting crone energy from this. This is a nice choice too. I love when they have cards like this in a deck. I like this Three of Cups. I like that she's concentrating on herself, making progress on her own. And there's a lot of different symbols in here. I love this Kraken. This is a BA, Nine of Cups. I love phoenixes. I was really excited to do this unboxing, or first impressions, I'm sorry, because it was just random that Spencer's came out with this deck. I'm not sure if they came out with another deck like other years, but I'm happy I was able to get a chance to look through this one. I'm not too keen on some of the names here, but I understand the meaning behind it. It doesn't necessarily bother me. So my husband called me because there is a rocket in the sky. He's sitting out back. This is cool. I like this Two of Pentacles. He's talking to the dog, to Belladonna. I have 2 dogs. This is a focused card, and the elf is high up too. And honing in on your skills and the balance that it takes to stand up there. I love the dragons. My husband loves dragons. This is so cute. This isn't the same thing, but when I was younger, I used to sing Puff the Magic Dragon all the time. And what's really cool is that Baron Shemetti. You can spell it differently. It definitely fits the area. I'm curious if Spencer's came out with different decks in different areas of where they're located. Because this seems more like a southern deck too. Pegasus is a nice choice. It's associated with air, or the sword suit. This is sweet. This is interesting because she preys on kids that go near the swamps. This is a cool one for the Hermit. I love fairies. Sorry, I'm trying to go a little faster. This is a cool one for the Queen of Wands. This reminds me of like individuality. Even if people don't necessarily agree with what you do or who you are, you can be yourself and be comfortable and confident. How fun with the lamp. This reminds me of manifestation or rituals or cycles, offerings, and with the feathers, wisdom. There's so much to go off of with these cards. And with this image, it looks like he's performing something that's sacred. Which makes sense because you do see the church in a lot of tarot cards for the Five of Pentacles, a lot of tarot decks for the Five of Pentacles. I'm trying to go a little faster. The focus can be on the ghost, but I'm focusing on the mice right now, and the steps, and also the symbology with the mice. They're meticulous animal totems, or things that can haunt you. This is my card. I like that it's not a perfect environment, but you can feel like survival in here. Getting past difficulties. There's a warrior aspect to this card that I really love. I might have to go faster because I don't have a lot of time left. I really like this one. This makes sense with the mythology, with, well, sheeps in general, with the way that they present themselves, and also giants. I really love this Knight of Pentacles because generally Knight of Pentacles can fight for a greater cause, and sometimes their power can be given to them, and they're using what they have to the best of their abilities. I love that these cards show the mythical creatures in places that they're said to be in. And doing things that they're known for doing. I love how they have a sea nymph in this deck. I don't see them a lot in decks. I do have the Tarot of the Nymphs, which is a deck that I love. So this is a beautiful depiction. And for Temperance too. I like how they show a powerful empire for the Emperor. And it does differentiate from the Hierophant card. Because you can think of the Hierophant card as a societal card, but you can get the energy of leadership in this one, and even history of how they grew their empire. Even with pyramids, it's a powerful energy conductor, especially with the top. Or I would say it's really good with I would say with the pyramids, it's a great type of place where it can concentrate energy. I like how they show him in a different form. It's fitting for the Eight of Cups. And even in the next life, you can still do what you love doing. The sky sets the mood too. Gremlin's another one. A lot of these I haven't seen in many decks. It looks like they're reworking things, which they're known for doing. And specifically, one type is aviation. So it can be reworking the mindset too. Reworking the mind. This is a mysterious card. I really like the harpy singing at night. One of my favorite depictions of the Lover's card. It does seem grim compared to other lover cards, but I do like this perspective. And you can look at it in different ways. This is an interesting card for the Page of Swords. It can come to a reading and questioning where you're putting your energy towards or what you're thinking about. And the background or the sky sets the mood again. And even where he's at. And the positioning of the horse it's not really seen as a stable position. But it can be daring, which you can get from the Page of Swords. Even with the red, too. As I said, there's a lot of different symbology from this deck. I really like this for the Four of Swords. I really like how numerically you come from this Three of Swords, which is generally a traumatic experience. And with it having the vampire, they're known for living forever. Just because something happens in your life doesn't mean that you can't move forward. And it looks like a Lover too, so it is a powerful card. Another interesting one, I'm sorry I keep saying interesting, but the Three of Swords with aliens, that can be seen as morbid too, at least for me, because I'm not really into aliens. So, but it could also be exciting if we look past our experiences or certain thoughts that we have. We can see the good and what is there in the present and future, and even learning from your past. Oh, that's a cute one. The butterfly. This sets the tone also. As I said, it does give a Halloween type of energy to it too. I like it. I really enjoy this deck. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that was fun for you to watch. I'll see you in another video.